Hey everyone, welcome. Well, folks, today's the day the markets are waiting for. Today is the day that Jerome Powell will tell us if he's pulling the rug out from under us or not. Now, obviously, we've made a lot of sort of expectations and talked a lot about expectations regarding today, and there are many different things that can happen. We know that Jerome Powell is expecting to accelerate the pace of the taper. So that way we are essentially reducing bond purchases by $30 billion in the next month rather than by $15 billion in the next month, and then probably continuing that pace going forward. So that way we're reducing by 30 billion, which would really mean we'd be done tapering somewhere by the middle of March, end of March. This is, of course, the expectation, but Jerome Powell could surprise us. And I believe that markets have been quite red, especially in any kind of risk-related stocks over the last couple days because of fears for what Jerome Powell's going to do. I think there are a lot of folks thinking, you know what, I'm going to sit this one out. I'm going to wait to see what happens, and then maybe I'll buy back in afterwards. Personally, I think there's a good chance this morning we could see, and I don't know, you never know, but I think there's a chance as we lead into this meeting, we could see some more red. We could see indices go red, which they're barely green right now. I think they're mostly flat. We could also see, some more either profit or loss taking right beforehand as people get a little bit more standoffish. And we'll see what happens. Yeah, actually, now look at that. Just in the last few minutes, it looks like the indices somewhat flipped here. Down 0.08. S&P is only up 0.01. NASDAQ down 0.03. So you get a tiny little bit of a pullback here. Bond market, there you go. Look at that. Now the S&P just literally turned red. All of them just turned red right before our eyes. The Treasury market is essentially unchanged. 10 years still sitting at 1.44. So Treasury market's not really telling you that we're expecting any kind of longer term inflation. But if you hop on over to the 2-year, this is where you're going to see the shorter term expectations. And it does seem that on the 2-year, the bond market is expecting rates to go up in the near term, which would probably be within the next 3 to 6 months. We'll see some sort of rate increase, some sort of bump from 0.0 to 0.25 as a rate to 0.25 to 0.5, and then potentially another quarter up from there. All in 2022. Some folks even calling now for 3 rate increases in 2022. But in my opinion, and this is what's really going to move markets, is it's all going to come down to what the data is. And I believe that Jerome Powell is going to be somebody who will make that very clear in his conversations today. And hopefully the stock market appreciates that. This is actually very important because if Jerome Powell comes across as too hawkish and unwilling to waver on newer data that comes out, then that's not that great. then you're probably looking at even more pain in the market. So let's go ahead and look at the market. So we'll start first by noticing that, look at this, folks. Roblox is down 8.6% in the pre-market here. Hold on, let's see. Okay, so somebody's asking, how do 3 rate increases work? So it's pretty simple. The Federal Reserve discount rate right now it's a range, and it's a range of 0 to 0.25. So even though we say rates are 0, it's actually a range. It's a range of 0 to 0.25. And that's where they sit now. And the Federal Reserve will bump those up 0.25%, likely every single time. So if you get 3 rate increases, then you would go from 0, you'd go from the first quarter to the second quarter to the third quarter. That would be 2 rate increases, the second to the third, the fourth. Fourth quarter would look like a 0.75 rate to 1.0. So generally we would say rates are at 0.75 then. But that the actual technical definition is a range of 0.75 to 1. So that would be the range where rates would be. So yeah, Hopefully that answers that. Okay, so let's figure out why Roblox is going down. We'll take a look here, see why Roblox is going down. But look at that, backed holdings. Here's this one. This is your 5 to 10% swinger basically every single day. It kind of gets a little ridiculous, honestly. Let's see here. There we go. Okay. Roku. Ooh, Roku down 4.5%. Ouch. Roku just hitting even lower levels here. You know what does make me very interested, though, is I've been wanting to find this out. And let's see here. Roku earnings reports. I've been wanting to know if Roku or how much money Roku actually makes from advertising as opposed to other revenues like selling their TVs or whatever. I've never invested in Roku. I've only considered it. And so I'm going to do a very quick look here. This is their last quarterly report. And so look at this. They make money from their platform and they make money from their player. Now, I don't know what the difference between those two things are, but fear not, that's what annual reports are for. So let's just quickly see. There we go. What those two different things are. So that's going to help us understand this company a little bit more. So they've got net revenue from platform and player. Okay. Platform consists of revenue generated from the sale of, look at that, the sale of digital advertising. But they lump together content distribution services, subscription and transaction revenue, including premium subscriptions. So presumably if you sign up for YouTube Premium, maybe they take some sort of a cut. And sale of branded buttons on remote controls and licensing agreements with TV brands. I mean, that's a lot. I wish they would parse out digital advertising. I don't know if they do. Let's see. Because that would give us a little bit more of an idea. Advertising business about Roku. Yeah. We operated two revenue segments. Platform is okay. Well, that's the same. Okay, here we go. We believe advertising budgets will continue to shift from traditional TV to streaming TV and will benefit from the shift due to our advanced advertising capabilities. Major content publishers have continued to reorganize around streaming as a result. And a company like Trade Desk helps people place advertisements on platforms like Roku. In fact, if you go to Trade Desk, I think it's partners. Yeah, here you go. Look at this. You see all of these different companies that they end up partnering with. I want to see if they specifically mention Roku on here, though. And look at that. You got TikTok over here. So it's interesting. You want to invest in like TikTok ads, for example. You could get the ad buyer here. Spotify, Pandora, but I don't see PRS, RS. Oh, you think Roku would be right here? That's interesting. Trade Desk Roku. People just comparing the stocks. More enticing play on growth streaming arena than Roku. No, people are just comparing Roku to Trade Desk. That's interesting. All right. Anyway, sorry for the little deviation there. Had to or a tangent there. Had to go look that one up. Oops. Let's get rid of that. Okay. So Domino's 3% to the downside. Monday.com falling a little bit again. Not actually a lot of red, honestly. This is, really Roku and Roblox. But beyond that, then you just have these sort of nominal declines. 1% here, 1% there. Big deal, really. It's nothing. So looking on the upside, you actually have DWAC up 5.76%. Now, DWAC actually now partnering with Rumble, which is the right-wing video media player, and they've reached an agreement on that. So it'll be kind of interesting to see the market react to that today via DWAC. But again, DWAC, as far as we know, doesn't actually have much of an actual platform or much of anything yet, other than hope. But they're really trying to fill that hope out. You got to give it to them. All right, let me take a brief listen here because we did make a video on this yesterday.
Okay. Let's stay focused.
Okay.
I think that Senator Warren uniquely is decided to pick on the rich, and that I don't know if it really resonates in this country. I think what resonates in this country is that Musk has taken back the manufacturing mantle from the Germans and the Chinese.
Although
And we
social
like that.
mobility in this country is not.
I don't mean to pull that off. Interesting argument that Warren's designed to pick on the rich. Probably. So Roku had a price target cut from $435 to $315 by JP Morgan. So that's why we could be seeing a little bit of a downside move there, sadly, in Roku. Price cut. And then if we jump on over to Roblox to understand why they're down 8%. Well, let's see here. Roblox drops after November users and bookings trail expectations. Aha. November metrics data. Roblox reports daily active users of 49.4%, up 35% over the year. But apparently, folks were expecting a little bit more there. Let me see if I can find expectation. I mean, it's still, they seem like phenomenal numbers, but all it takes in Wall Street is for you to miss the expectation, and then you end up getting burned. Yeah, it's a little harder to find the expectation. Okay, no worries. So then we know what's going on. So missed expectation on users for Roblox. That explains why we're about 8.3% to the downside on Roblox. Roku down with a massive price target cut from JP Morgan from like the 430 level to the low 300s. But otherwise, most of the market just tentative. Looks like about 1% down, 0.25% down for some stocks. You've got, quite a bit of modest green over here. Biggest thing being DWAC here on Euphoria again. It does look like you have a little bit of Bitcoin and a little bit of Bitcoin nervousness. Yeah, look at that. Not terribly much, but you are kind of trying to rotate back to your support lines here. I'm gonna throw. Let's see here. Okay. Yeah, you're seeing that with Ethereum as well. Almost exactly the same pattern. Yeah, look at that. We hit 3,900 over here. Almost going right back. Wouldn't shock me to see the coins all rotate back right to our support line until Jerome Powell speaks, or we get our press release to see exactly what's going to happen. Remember, that takes place today at 11 a.m. In fact, what I should really do is I should have a tentative broadcast set up, so that way you can set a reminder for it. I'll probably go live like 5 minutes before or something like that. The Fed, what should we call it? The Fed statement and decision. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so I'll schedule that so that way you can set a little reminder for that as well, and so that way you get a notification for that. Now, keep in mind YouTube, and this is a funny thing YouTube does. YouTube will only ever send you 3 notifications within 24 hours. So if you're ever wondering why you don't get all the notifications, it's a really good idea to download the Meet Kevin app in your app store, and then you get all the notifications. So just type Meet Kevin in your Apple or Android app store. Do it right now, otherwise you'll forget about it. Right now, all you have to do, Meet Kevin in the app store and download it. And the cool thing about that is you don't have to worry about missing notifications if you want those notifications. Otherwise, don't get the app. Anyway, but then you don't miss anything. So some people are like, "Oh man, I wish I saw the notification for when that hack was happening or whatever with crypto." It's like, well, YouTube's only going to send you 3, so you're going to miss something. Anyway, Lucid's down a couple percent. Let's take a look at Lucid here. Yeah, Lucid's really dancing around just above that 36 level, sitting at about 40 right now in the pre-market here. Good run yesterday, though. Quite a few things actually ran yesterday. Let's take a look at that. So you've got Apple here. Let's go to the day chart. Yeah, you've got Apple that rotated. Well, let me see the day chart for yesterday. Actually, the minute chart. That's what we want to look at. There we go. See, yeah, look at that. You had that run into the close yesterday on various different companies yesterday. So I do wonder. Geez, Weeble, come on. There we go. I do wonder if we're going to see some of that continue. This sort of low that we had. We fell during the day, ran into the close, with the exception of that typical institutional selling right at the end. So curious to see. Look at that bounce perfectly off that 1479 line there. Well, nearly. It's 1472, but incredible. A lot of stocks relatively tentative here going into the morning. All right, Weeble's going nuts today. There we go. I don't think Weeble can handle it. Weeble can't handle JPOW. JPOW shutting down our Weebs. Anyway, yeah, I mean, I don't expect any big moves, with the exception of to the downside, until JPOW's release, which I personally think is going to be a buying opportunity. Now, I don't want to like blow everything, but specifically because, well, I mean, if you have a larger correction in the market, you A, don't want to get margin called, and B, you don't want to be in a place where you can't buy the dip. So you don't want to blow everything. Yeah, 11 a.m. Pacific time. That's right in terms of the Fed's decision. But personally, to me, I'm hopeful that this market opens up so nervous about JPOW that we end up getting Tesla with a straight drop, and we get maybe Elon Musk selling a little bit, and we end up getting some form of sell-off in what do we have? Some sort of sell-off under 900 would be ideal. Some sort of massive pain that comes very briefly. So I'm probably going to be watching the tickers all day long today. Well, certainly at least until 11 when we go live with Powell. And then I'll still be watching the tickers. But I'm really going to be looking for those brief moments of fear. I don't know if we'll get them. We had 2 days of fear in the last 2 days, and that's why I've been nibbling a little bit in the last 2 days, because you just don't know if you're going to get that fear this morning. But I'm hopeful that I get some red over the next few hours, and then after JPOW, we just go green the rest of the year. That's the hope, or at least the stocks that have gotten beaten up. There are a lot of things that have still done well, which are things that are propping up the S&P, which don't necessarily have to continue. I mean, I don't know that Apple necessarily needs to continue the crazy run. And sometimes what you see is people selling Apple to go buy some of the other stocks that have been discounted. Here we were having a chat about this yesterday. I mean, look at some of the SPACs, folks. Look at this. So you got Hippo. Let's go to the day chart on these. Watch this. So let's zoom in a little bit more. There we go. Here's Hippo for you. $2.45. Let's go to, like, if you're a newer company here, you're almost just getting smoked. Here's Shift Technologies. They're almost all on the same path. Hippo, Shift. Let's look at Honest. I mean, it's a straight down evaporation in the stock market. How about Smile Direct Club? Look at that, straight down. Let's go for, I don't know, what are some other really pained ones? Body. Let's try Robinhood. Really think we're going to get a solid U-turn on Robinhood, but could be totally wrong. Right now it's going to zero. Snapchat. Let's take a look at, yeah, look at even Snapchat getting hurt here. Yuck. Yikes. Open Door. How has Open Door been doing? Yeah. Open Door 1411. Yikes. Yikes. Oh, Microvision. Yeah, there's another one that's sold down. Ooh, look at that. Yeah, Microvision down to $5.94, which reminds me, XL Fleet was another one of those. And I think that's $3 now or $4 now. Hyliion was another one. Yeah, look at these. These have basically all become penny stocks. It's really incredible. Someone says my hair is still red, so you don't think they'll be green. Well, it's pink, so it's a sign of uncertainty in the market. All right. All right, let's go see what we've got in terms of some headlines. Mm-hmm. All right, let's see here. Headlines. All right, we've got U.S. retail sales trail forecast suggesting drag from inflation. This is actually good to finally tell businesses who keep raising prices that people are sick and tired of it. We ain't putting up with all the new price increases anymore. I know it sounds wild to think that consumers have that power, but it's true. All right. So let's see here. U.S. retail sales rose by less than forecast in November, suggesting consumers are tempering purchases against the backdrop of the fastest inflation in decades. This is like the greatest media line right here. It's so perfect for selling the news. Anyway, let's see. Told my kids Santa has COVID and the reindeer blue tongue disease. Need cash to buy the dip. Yeah, I'm sure that'll go well. The value of overall retail purchases increased 0.3%, the smallest advance in 4 months after a revision of a 1.8% gain in October. Commerce Department figures showed Wednesday. Excluding gas and motor vehicles, sales climbed 0.2% in November. Wow, that's nominal. Yeah, look at that. This kind of gives you a little bit of an idea. I mean, we have had declines of retail sales, and you frequently get those declines after these larger, more these stimulus distributions. Now, it's worth noting that I did this video yesterday on the last stimulus check, and it really gives you this catalyst point somewhere between February and April for another one of these big peaks. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if we see between February, March, April, we see some elevated levels here, because folks are going to be getting their 6-month child tax credit, which is substantial. I mean, that's between $1,500 and $1,800 per child. We've got over 61 million qualifying children in this country. And if you're wondering what to do with that money, well, obviously, you should use all of it to check out the amazing programs on building your wealth and the bundle options we have, especially for the new course that comes out in January. Been reading through a lot of your submissions, and they're absolutely fascinating and incredible. I'm so excited. And then, of course, the most popular one is the Stocks and Psychology of Money group, where you get live streams with me, the personal ones where we talk a little bit more in detail and answer Q&A, and the buy-sell alerts, the lectures. And then the next popular one is Zero to Millionaire Real Estate Investing. But anyway, so Bloomberg was expecting a 0.8% gain in retail sales. So we missed substantially here with only a 0.3% increase. The softer than expected report may also reflect the pulling forward of holiday sales. Yeah, so this was something that there were executives from Macy's talking about. Oh, and that reminds me, if I haven't said it, there is a coupon code that expires right at the end of the 25th, which is in 10 days. Can you believe it? Christmas is in 10 days. So the price will go up again after Christmas. But anyway, this was interesting. A Macy's executive mentioned that if you pull forward demand with consumers because they're worried about supply chain issues, sometimes they end up spending twice. They spend once when they pull their demand forward, and then again during the regular sales season. And according to the retail sales data that we're seeing now, that doesn't appear to be the case. See here, the softer than expected report may reflect the pulling forward of holiday sales, as many Americans aware of supply chain slowdowns shopped earlier than usual. In October, the sales increase was the strongest in 7 months. Crowding more holiday shopping earlier in the fall does not change our estimate for stellar consumer performance in the final quarter, says Bloomberg Economics. U.S. consumer prices are rising. All right, we already know that. Sales breakdown. 5 of 13 retail categories showed declines in receipts last month, led by electronics and appliance merchants. My opinion, by the way, is that if you see you start seeing substantial declines in appliances, this is a good sign that soon you're going to see substantial declines in new and used car prices. In other durables are appliances, like things like refrigerators, washers, dryers. We start seeing people pull back on stuff like this. That's great. Sales at non-store retailers, which include e-commerce, were flat in November. That's sad. That in Black Friday, essentially during the Black Friday and Cyber Monday period, you'd have flat sales. That's sad. Rising prices could also be driving some increases in categories like gas stations and grocery stores. Receipts at restaurants and bars, the loan services-oriented category, climbed 1%. Otherwise, if you're not buying services, you're buying goods, right? In fact, that's what economists call it. GAS stands for goods and services. Anyway, so when people are like, how is gas spending? Well, goods and services. Sorry, it's nerdy. So-called control group sales, which are used to calculate gross domestic product and exclude blah, 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 blah. Okay, great. So let's see here. Somebody said, Kevin, I signed my 3-year-old daughter up for your courses with my stimmy money. Let's go. That's what I'm talking about. The new course is very unique. Thanks for asking. But we're going to get to the ticker symbols here. I'm not going to spend too much time on it. Basically, I've got a course on real estate investing, course on stock investing, psychology of money. But a lot of folks feel lost because they don't know what they should do. Should they be getting into real estate? Should they get rental property out of the area, in the area, local to where they are? Should they move? Should they not move? Like, should they get a better job? Should they negotiate where they are? Are they good where they are? And do they just need to invest differently? Hashtag non-financial advice. But these are questions that come up. It's like, okay, I got all the ammo from real estate, got all the ammo from stocks. Now the path course kind of just puzzles that together based on people's individual personalities and their circumstances. So we're going through like, at this point, it's going to be more than expected. I was initially saying like 32 to 64 different paths, but it's going to end up being more than that because we have so many different unique submissions. It's really incredible. Say, oh, look at that. A darn 3-year-old has lifetime access. Now that's value. Yeah, I'm not going anywhere. Don't you think it's a good time to start buying small caps? Yeah, no. For small caps, I'm really interested in watching for rotation. Although I have started buying some, so I guess it's a yes and a no. Like Corsair, I feel like you're pretty close to a potential bottom there. Similar with Robinhood. Well, Robinhood's not really a small cap; it's more of like a mid cap. But yeah, we'll see what happens this morning. And I'm very interested to see action this morning, specifically because I want to go shopping. In fact, that's what I'm going to do right now. Is I'm gonna pull up my brokerage account, so that way I could go shopping. Right. Well, let's see here. There we go. All right, mate. We're gonna go shopping. I gotta be careful not to spend too much though, because start going into margin here soon. All right, Roblox. You're seeing some acceleration of a sell-off here. Look at this. You're seeing Roblox now down 9.5% as opposed to the 8% that we saw. Alibaba rotating down, Lucid rotating down under 40 again. Dutch Bros rotating down, Roku's down, Neo down 2.32, Affirm 2.22, Rivian 1.48. A lot of the recovery stocks, actually. I see a lot of Toast. I see Toast here, Macy's. Maybe some more Omicron fears. Dwax in the same spot. Honest, C3AI, these guys moving up a little bit. Hippo's actually green. Etsy's actually green. All right, the big things to watch. SPY. We'll start with the SPY. We'll see if the broader market, I can't believe I said SPY, but wrote Tesla. Well, we're going to watch that one too. So SPY's actually 0.03% positive right now. We're going to watch this with the bell happening right here. And we're going to see, are we going to get an institutional sell down? Are we going to get a rally? Are we going to get flatness? I have no idea. But I'm ready. I'm ready to buy. Here we go.
They would not agree that demand is waning at all. Judging by that last conference call, where they're really talking about demand going through 2022. But Marvin Ellison's a great manager, so I can't discount what he said. But I know that that's not been Home Depot's version of this.
Yeah, they do
That's
talk about
pretty
some
green.
accelerating.
That's pretty green going into the Fed meet. That's almost a sign that the market thinks we overcorrected a little bit. We'll see. Let's see here. Slightly green on the SPY there. Trade desk looks like we might get a little bit of red here. So you're going to have to be a little choosy. Oh, there goes Tesla. I bet you. I so bet you this is Elon Musk. He's like, get me out of here before Jay Powell goes nutso. Thank you for the person here mentioning that with SpaceX, they reduced the cost substantially of launch prices compared to NASA. Absolutely. Good point. Thank you. Let's see. Restoration Hardware has dropped almost $100 from its high last week. Ooh. Well, good. All right. Yeah. So SoFi, yeah. Your stocks courses for somebody brand new that doesn't. You're a stock. Are you think you're asking a question? No, the stocks course is really for. It's for, in my opinion, for everyone, because it's designed to take people from zero to advanced knowledge, but it works for everyone. Okay, so Tesla rotating up. You got a lot of uncertain. Okay, look at this. Tesla has no idea what way it's going to go over here. And let's see here. I'm trying to get charge point. Are we going back over 20? Charge point looks like it's set to run. So I'm going to write down what seems to be potentially running. Charge point. Oh, look at that run on Etsy. Etsy. I really do have to increase my position in Etsy. And I say that because I sold a bunch. Ooh, Lucid's falling at higher prices. And now I'm kind of averaging down. But I haven't gotten back into where I was. The level that I was. Affirm. What are we doing? Trying to determine where to go here. Oh, look at that. Carnival is back under set. Ooh, look at that nice drop on Carnival. Ooh. Pins dropping down. 17.7 on Carnival. Pins rotating down. Ooh, there goes Dave & Buster's again. Well, it's still over. Ooh, Matterport. Under 22. Oh, this is getting so delicious again. RK plummeting. SoFi. SoFi's going down. Google's. Ooh, SoFi's extending. Oh, here we go. Okay. Okay. Now we're getting some of these red bars. With the exception of Etsy. Why is Etsy moving up so much on these retail sales numbers? There had to have been a different report on Etsy. And I don't like chasing stocks when they're going up, but if you catch it early, it does, a few percent here, it doesn't matter so much. Let's see here. So Etsy. I do not actually see a reason for Etsy going other than just there's no particular news on Etsy. So I don't know how sustainable that's going to be today. I mean, I got enough Etsy. Trade desks actually going up a little bit, 1% here. SoFi announced their offering is finally done. No idea why it's going down. All right, let's see here. Okay, Outlet. Oh, man. Outlet down another 7.4%. One's going to the basically zero as well. Toast, 4.68%. Ooh, the retail selling down a little bit. Lucid down about 4. Let's go to the upside here. Okay. Minor greens here. Really trying to see if we're going to get any kind of sell down. Roblox is about to be over 10% down. Recovery stocks, heart palpitations a little bit. Affirm's probably going down about 3.5% on some of that weaker retail sales data. Although, honestly, my expectation is that weaker retail sales data is going to be exactly why people do more buy now, pay later next year. But then you have to worry about a debt bubble growing. I don't think we're anywhere near having to worry about that yet for households. But in the future, that'll be something to pay attention to. Okay, Bitcoin 47.3. A lot of movement here. SoFi. Is BTC falling? Let me see here. BTC. Yeah, SoFi's been under the 1471 support for like 3 days now. So Bitcoin, yeah, Bitcoin. See, what did I say? I said it like, what, 20, 30 minutes ago? I wouldn't be surprised if the cryptos fall back to our support lines before JPOW talks. Tentatively, that's exactly what's happening. Okay, Etsy still doing well. C3AI and ChargePoint. Etsy, C3AI, ChargePoint. These guys are making nice little moves here to the upside. As is Adobe. Trade Desk is trying to be green. All right, let's see here. Path. UiPath down 2.69%. Redfin down 2.94%. Ugh, Redfin keeps getting extinguished over here. Shift Technology 3.3. Doug, what are you talking about? Did you mean before the open? You meant at the initial open. Okay. Yeah, because I've been saying like I'm waiting for red before JPOW speaks, right? Like I'm waiting for that. But I think what you're saying is when we first initially saw the SPY, you're saying things are going red a little more. Okay. I understand. Let's look. Yeah, it's mixed. Honestly, like I was hoping for a little bit more of a disaster. Which we could still get, give it these next 30. Oh my gosh, here goes Tesla. Darn it. And see, this is why I bought Tesla over the last few days, because I'm like, as much as I hope there's going to be a sell-off right before JPOW speaks, you just don't know. You just don't know what stocks are going to do. Stocks are kind of insane, which is really, I enjoy it. It's really entertaining. But yeah, that's no fun. Come on, I really wanted the pain. I'll keep an eye on it. Patience is a virtue. And then maybe we'll find
the house of pain.
But look at that Tesla jump. We're gonna be over 960 here in a second. Or 970 rather. All right. So what is still burning? Even Lucid's recovering now. Okay, everything's recovering now. Really, Lucid's recovering. Redfin's recovering. Pinterest is recovering. Affirm's recovering. They're all recovering already. Well, that was quite boring. That was a very soft, boring open. Etsy's doing well. Nvidia's doing well. Everybody's taking the Kevin strategy. Buy the bottom before JPOW speaks. And unfortunately, that's now turning things green as opposed to red. Everybody knows Papa JPOW. He can't be that mean to us. I mean, he might spank us with the ladle, but he's not going to choke us out. All right, somebody says, am I bullish long-term on Hood? Now, I wouldn't say I'm bullish long-term on Hood. I'm more bullish short-term on Hood. That is, I think you could get a nice U-turn here on Hood in the next few weeks. No guarantees, but that's definitely a play that I'm watching. That's no fun. All right, how are the solar plays doing today? Let's get like the end phase and those. So end phase slightly up. Sunrun, these guys sold off yesterday. Let's see here. Sunrun looks like slightly up today, and SunPower is no, both of them actually fractionally negative. Okay. So what's stopping you from selling a 2024 put for a $900 strike and collecting a 30K premium per 100 shares of Tesla? Well, A, opportunity cost. Your upside is limited. B, the spread is going to be a disaster on those. I know because I've done it. PayPal was a problem. But we also didn't expect PayPal to just get destroyed that way. Because I bought in after the Pinterest dip. But anyway, so yeah, you probably won't get executed over here. And yeah, so you sell one put, you get your 28K or whatever. But I can't even imagine what the spread is, right? Actually, I mean, $13. It actually doesn't seem horrible. I mean, you picked 900, but you've got a lot of open interest and a tighter spread. It's not horrible, but yeah, opportunity cost, limited upside in the event Tesla runs. But if Tesla runs sooner, you could always just dump it and then unlock your money. So, it's a bullish trade. Okay, so we do have some things that are moving down. Roblox is continuing to sell off here. All right, Roblox is down almost 12% here. Backed Holdings is down more. United Wholesale Mortgage down more. Roku down 6.44. Some of the recovery stocks down a bit. This is where you're getting some selling pressure. Tesla's still up. A little bit of a U-turn here, though. Keep an eye on this. A little bit of a U-turn as well. See on Etsy. Okay, let's keep an eye on that. Let's see if we're going to get a little bit of a rotation to the downside here. Look at that SPY. Okay, the SPY is suggesting what we were expecting, that markets are going to rotate. Why do you think SoFi is still selling off? Well, for the same reason everything's selling off. Matterport, I love Matterport. I would nibble on Matterport. Personally, not financial advice for you. This is interesting. Look at this, folks. End phase was green. Now it's down just over a third. The SPY is accelerating its decline. Google's down 1.17. Okay. All right. Here we go. Let's get the indices here. See, it was just a matter of patience. Look at the indices go red. Okay, Dow Jones Industrial down 0.37, NASDAQ down 0.23. Let's see if we continue to get a rotation here. Do I think that crypto could foreshadow pain in the future? Yesterday's bounce off those support levels on a really red day, I thought was actually bullish, not negative. I mean, it's no surprise we're going to probably go back to those support levels before J-Powell speaks on a lot of nervousness. But I'm not terribly worried to the point where I did buy some crypto just over the last couple days. But anyway, but it's also a very small portion of my portfolio. But we'll see. Yeah, we'll see. Falls more, hey, it'll be another buying opportunity. All right, so Lucid, I think, is probably not the best tell for the market. It's worth noting that I think Carnival, oh my gosh, let me just click it, Weeble. Let's go. So I think Carnival, here we go, I'll just do that. Carnival might be hitting a recent low because I'm pretty sure that's low. No, okay, we hit 1632 on that Bloody Monday. So we have gone lower, but it's rotating right back. Look at that bounce off that 19 line. Wow. That's why we draw the lines. Let's watch that SPY. Okay, so watching the SPY, okay, still falling here, but sitting at about 0.23. Hasn't really accelerated its fall in the last couple minutes. I'm excited because if we could just continue to get this burning, and there we go. It's continuing. Here we go. Okay, good. Now we're down 0.27. Look at that. That was 0.5, right? 0.5, not 0.5, 0.05 that we just rotated down there in that 1 minute candlestick. And if we can continue to get that, I think we're gonna have a nice bloodbath right before Powell speaks, and that's what I'm looking for. I want to buy in that pool of blood right before Powell speaks. Again, I've been doing buying, little nibbles, but really looking what happens over the next few hours here. Or just wait for a bloodbath afterwards, maybe. Although I don't know if we're going to have it. I'm leaning, like if I had to place bets, I'm leaning like on red or black, playing roulette. I would place bets on black that Powell's actually going to help us remove uncertainty from markets. And we're going to rotate to the upside. So that's why I'm looking for this as give me max pain before, please. Max pain.
The House of Pain.
I want the bears to come out right now. Yeah. all the bad ones. Here we go. Okay, we had our bad sounds. Anyway, all right. So, Okay, Etsy, little bit of a red rotation after its run. So its run is kind of stopped. So is Tesla's run back at 961. Mostly just okay. Roblox is getting stuck around that 11.5% down. So not seeing that further decline. Does feel like you're still seeing more of a decline on Weed Map's declining more, and Shift is declining more. Macy's is declining more. Beyond Meat's declining more. Lucid's somewhat stable. Obviously still down though. Okay. And then, of course, looking at the headline, which is our SPY. It's recovered again a little bit. Seriously, it's tough. It's a tough one. It's tough to keep this market down. How dare it? All right. In the meantime, Disney's falling more. But so are a lot of recoveries. So remember what you're writing down, what your expectations are for 11 a.m. JPOW time. Your expectations are they're going to reduce asset purchases an additional $30 billion. So here's what that means. Here's what I would write down. So let's go to a little notepad here. I would write down that first of all, we were, oh, that's so large. There we go. We were at $120 billion in bonds per month. We tapered by $15 billion. Okay, cool. Now we're at 105. If he stayed the course, we'd be at 90. We're expecting him to go to 75 billion. If that pace continues, that means we do 75 bill for Jan. That means we do 45 billion for Feb. That means we do 15 billion for March, and then we stop. That means by April, we could have a liftoff in the event that CPI data it continues to be bad for these here. If CPI is sad face, then we'll probably have the liftoff of interest rates in April. This is expectation right here. Anything positive from here should move the market up. Anything negative from here, like a faster taper or faster rate increase, should be bad. Oh, there we go. Yay. We just had a little dead cat on the SPY. Woo. 11 a.m. California time. I made a, you can already see it. I'm pretty sure you can, you can already get a reminder. Just open up another tab really quick and just type into YouTube really quickly, Meet Kevin. And then you should see my video that's already scheduled for 10:55 a.m. this morning, the Fed's statement and decision. That's Pacific time. It's 2 p.m. Eastern. Hold on, I gotta take a quick thumbnail picture for it. There we go. We did it. All right, cool. All right, let's keep watching the pain because right now it seems to be accelerating a little bit. Jerome Powell talks at 11:30 Pacific, but they released the statement at 11. And the statement is what's going to tell you. See, this is important. It's a good clarification. The statement is going to tell you, are rates going up? Is the taper happening? The 11:30 is just Jerome Powell talking. All right, let's look for opportunities. Let's go hunting. Where's that dip? Because the S&P 500 is dipping more. Let's go. Let's go. Yes. Yes. Lowest point in the day. Keep going. I really hope it just keeps burning until JPOW. That's my hope. It burns through JPOW, and then we have a green rest of the year, and then I dye my hair green. Again. That's what we need. SPY. Okay, so SPY's down 0.38, still falling. 0.39, still falling. Perfect. Right on schedule. Tesla did have a run here, but it's softening. So is NVIDIA, Adobe, sort of these guys. These guys are softening a little bit. See that softening going into about that 7 o'clock hour. Roblox is recovering a tiny little bit. But if you lost money on Roblox, don't worry. The good news is there is plenty of time for you to still use that Christmas coupon code before the prices go up on the programs on Building Your Wealth, including the Stocks and Psychology of Money group, where you get all my buy-sell alerts, and all of the courses come with private live stream access. I've also got that new course, the Path course, a lot of folks are bundling up with. That course comes out at the end of January. But most popular is definitely Stocks, Psychology, and Money, then real estate investing, and then it's kind of spread between YouTube, agents, sales, agent sales, and then the newer course. Newer course is doing well too. Okay, good. So, okay, so backed holdings suffering more. Roku suffering more, even more after that price sell-off or price target reduction by JP Morgan. JP Morgan cut them almost $100. That was a substantial cut. You've got recovery stocks are not very happy right now. Look at Naked. It's at 50 cents. Roku, which is ironically a stay-at-home play. So the same day you've got Roku burning on that price target cut, you've also got the stay-at-home plays, or rather the recovery stocks burning, which usually you see an opposite there. But a lot of that is broken down in the last few months. Look at this, folks. Oh my gosh, Robinhood is literally almost under $18. That is insane. Like that, like we are just getting so cheap. Like if you want to spite Robinhood, it's really getting to the point where you just buy some calls or shares and you YOLO on that one. Hashtag no guarantees. You could lose all your money because it's on the trend to zero. Whoa, even Matterport's selling down. See, and when everything's selling down, you know it's not your stocks. It's or your portfolio loan. It's everything. Look at that. We're going to be under 21 soon on Matterport. The euphoria has left the building, which is good. These are the times you want to go shopping in. Okay. Volatility slowly starting to rise a little bit. Etsy just dropped a little bit. Sitting at 220. Let me take a look at Enphase for a moment here. Ooh, Enphase under 200 again. We saw this yesterday, but you had a little bit of a run into the close yesterday. Google down 1.39. The nervousness. Okay. And keep in mind, even though I'm betting on things to go good after J-Pow talks, things could go bad. You know, J-Pow in February, I remember very vividly, we were all thinking, the market's crashing a little bit in February this year. It's okay. J-Pow will take care of us. Papa J-Pow will take care of us. Everything will be okay. and then he comes out and he's like, yeah, things are basically overvalued. Stocks just start tanking. It's hilarious. So you can't rely on Papa J-Pow. But look at that. Tesla is now vacillating at zero here. Had a little bit of a run, but it's pulled back. So you had somebody buying the dip and then that sell rotation again. All right, so worsening over at backed holdings. Roblox recovering. So if you're looking for Roblox under 100, got a little bit of an op here. Though they did just report weaker user numbers. So probably if you're looking at it for fundies, want to look into that a little bit more. Video game sales also yesterday were reported down substantially. Oh, I had it written down. Where was it? Video game sales, No. Come on. Do I have it? No. All right, I saw it yesterday. There was a little note that video games had declined like a certain percentage above expectations. And I cannot stop getting ads for Halo, which kind of reiterates my belief. And not just that, because I know that's very anecdotal, but that advertising is going to be a huge play in 2022. Companies are flush with money. They've borrowed a lot of money. They've got a lot of cash. And they're going to advertise like crazy to fight for what I think are going to be limited dollars in 2022. So very bullish on advertising, which does make me wonder, do we have opportunities today in particular stocks that would be advertising related? So for example, look at Snapchat. Look at that, folks. Snapchat right now is sitting at lows that we have not seen since, let's see, we're at 45. We've not seen these lows since December of 2020. So over a year, Snap has done nothing. Absolutely nothing. Another one would be Facebook, which actually Facebook's not down that terribly much. Pins is a risky one because if you go through the reviews, the latest reviews on Pins, people are hating what this company is doing with their app. It's like it's honestly like the company's not paying attention to the users, which in fairness, people are complaining about Pinch or Snapchat just as much, but it seems to be like a deeper kind of insulting that you're getting from Pins. Like with Snapchat, it seems like you just have like 13-year-olds going in the review store like, I hate all the ads. With Pins, you have people like, I used to use Pins all the time. I'm offended. You all took away some of the best features. It's like you're not listening to the community, blah, 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 right? So those are some risks. Now, as much as I hate Facebook because they're censoring scumbags, they've got a lot of regulatory issues. They're still they're still one of the best platforms for advertising, honestly. So Facebook, Instagram ads, very, 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 very powerful. And so you've got an opportunity here. But this is why I've really been enjoying Trade Desk as an advertising opportunity. Trade Desk as an advertising opportunity. Adobe is an advertising killer. I mean, they are a shark. And then Adobe, Trade Desk. What else did I write down? Hold on. I wrote down a few. I have a little list. I have a list of my face. Of course, Google. So even though I have like Twitter, Snap Pins on the list, and Facebook, my highlights are like Trade Desk, Adobe, Google. And I need to look into, I know Salesforce is more of a customer resource manager, but I wonder if you get some, I got to look into them as well, because for some reason they were coming up as well when I was looking into more advertising research. But I don't know that much about Salesforce, so I'm not going to pretend to speculate on Salesforce. But anyway, those are things I've been watching. So, okay, all right. SPY still down 0.35. It's not worsening right now. Look at that. If anything, we had a little bit of a bounce there on the SPY. Dang it. We need you down, please. Get down. All right, EXPI rotating up slightly here intraday. Where's the firm? Firm's doing okay relative to where it was when we opened. That's no fun. Shift's now down a full 5%. Mattel's down on weaker retail sales. That's no surprise. Roku down on that JP Morgan price cut. Roblox is really recovering here. We've recovered about 3% now. And looks like it's going to be trending back to over $100 here shortly. Volatility is up about 4.5% as of the last 15 minutes. Cloudflare recovering from that fire you had yesterday. Cloudflare, by the way, great company. I am going to do a video on White House is adopting Salesforce. So Joe Biden is adopting Salesforce. I don't know, how do we feel about that? Salesforce has a marketing cloud that companies track and send advertising campaigns. Yeah, marketing cloud. Okay. Yeah, I got to look into that. I guess I don't I understand tracking advertising campaigns, but I don't know what you mean with send advertising campaigns. Maybe they have tools for distributing. I have no idea. Do you have any support lines drawn on end phase before the 150 level? I don't actually think so, because we've kind of just been straight falling. If anything, my guess would be the 175, 180 range, maybe. Oh, look at that guess. Look at that freaking guess. What did I say? My guess was the 175, 180 range. I have a 176.65 drawn. Nailed it. So, Yeah. If we get some bad news out of JPOW, who knows? You could see that. You could see some drawdown over here. Yeah. All right. Robinhood, come on, get under 17. Then I'm buying some YOLO. If we break, or sorry, under 18. If we break 18, I'm buying YOLO calls on Hood. Well, I should say I'm buying more. Let's see here. Okay. All right. So the Salesforce also has a Shopify competitor, but for enterprises, Salesforce Commerce Cloud. Never heard of that. That sounds very cool. Salesforce Commerce Cloud. Is the SPY diving? Okay, we'll take a look at that in just a sec. Grow your business faster with the Commerce Cloud. Interesting. Commerce Cloud. That does kind of look like, yeah, look at that. They built their own sales or a Shopify style store into this. That's very interesting. And then what about, let's see, products here, analytics, sales. They do so much. I think Mark Benioff, by the way, is brilliant. Anyway. All right. Let's see here. Somebody's mentioning SPY's going down. No, if anything, it just recovered a little bit. Oh, that last candlestick in the last minute looked nice. Yeah. Huh. All right. So, yeah. So here's the thing. Write down your expectation about what JPOW is going to do. And what I would do is I would make a Christmas wish list. In fact, I'm just going to do it right now. I'm going to write down my wish list. So I'm going to write down wish list. And then these are going to be my core stocks that I'm going to watch around the time of Powell. And write down, I don't know, how many names. I mean, I would say no more than 10 names. That way, when you would see, sometimes when things are falling and they're falling fast, like maybe right before or after JPOW speaks, sometimes you actually don't have enough time to think. You just kind of have to have a list, and you have to go, okay, we got to buy the dip there, I got to buy the dip there, and then before you know it, sometimes the dip is over. And see, Helen believes that JPOW is going to burn this place to the ground. Okay. All right. That doesn't sound good. Roblox worsening again. And so then you have to ask yourself, do you want to get into the recoveries? Do you want to get into any of the small caps? Is it too early? Is it too early to get into Snapchat, which is at its lowest point since December of last year? Is it too early to get into the Rob of the Hood? 18 is something I've referenced, and now I bought it before 18, but it's still referenced. I'm like, I wouldn't be surprised if it goes to 18. Sure enough, it does. But I didn't listen to myself. Bought it at 22, 23 or something like that. I don't know. Anyway, Trade Desk. Oh yeah, I'm gonna write down Trade Desk. That'll go on my little shop list too. Trade Desk. All right. Well, we know what we're looking for. 11 a.m. You're going to see Tesla went negative. So you had a little bit of a positivity, maybe someone buying the dip over here, but now you're getting that bleed out. Seeing, I think, the same thing across a lot of different stocks. SPY moving up a little bit. So make your shopping list. Make your shopping list. You got to come to that live stream at 11 a.m. Pacific time. You can already find it, so you can settle a reminder for it. If you do not think that YouTube is going to send you a notification, because it may not, you should highly consider getting the Meet Kevin app. You could download that in the Apple or Android App Store. Just type in Meet Kevin. It's totally free. And if you want, you just turn on notifications on that. And the whole purpose of the app is to make sure you don't miss a notification for things like the JPOW meeting. All right, good. So I got my wish list. Things like Google, Net, Enphase, Etsy, Tesla, Affirm, Hood, Trade Desk. These are some of my cores going into next year. Again, Affirm, people are going to be borrowing more money. Hood's not a long hodl. It's just a trade. Trade Desk on advertising. Etsy, because it's a discount Amazon. That's freaking awesome. Enphase for a high margin solar play. Google Trade Desk again for the ads. Cloud security via Net. I wrote down Goog for advertising as well. I do have Corsair as a small cap, but I'd consider other small caps as well. I certainly would consider but I would wait. So I'm gonna write down wait for U-turn. Wait for U-turn on things honestly like Corsair, Shift. They could just keep getting worse, which lately they kind of have been. The little SPACs nobody cares about. If it's not in the if it's not in an index, it's going to rotate down. Look at this, folks. What did we say? Like an hour ago? I think one of the first things I said on this live stream when we were up here was, watch cryptos rotate back to the support line before JPOW talks. Yep, there it goes. It is doing as we thought. All right, well, it's also not that big of a surprise. And then, of course, also write down that you want to use code XMIS for the programs on building your wealth down below. The price doesn't go down. It's just on a linear. It's very simple. It's on a linear path. So if you like the content, it doesn't get cheaper. It's on a linear path. It's not on exponential growth. It's just on linear. It's a little bit over time. Okay, Tesla now negative by about 0.25%. Slower bleed though. S&P holding that 1/3 of a decline. Not seeing much more. Let's quickly do a check here on the broader indices. Pretty stable. Nasdaq's down, and Nasdaq and Russell down the worst. Home builder confidence ends the year on a high. Well, yeah, I mean the real estate market is so juicy. Federal Reserve is let's see what the CNBC expectation is for JPOW. Federal Reserve is expected to announce a dramatic policy shift Wednesday. Ooh, if it really is dramatic, then then you're gonna want to have dry powder and your wish list ready. Oh my gosh. The effect of the taper is not going to happen in 1 month. The taper can take like 18 months, honestly. And this right here, honestly, takes the cake for best comment, in my opinion, this morning, which is Biden's pushing JPOW off course. And that being a real possibility. Totally. The political influence, I think, is a big problem there. Simply me. Okay, so markets are anticipating the Fed will speed up the wind down of its bond buying program, changing the end date from March to June. Yep, we already talked about that. We made our little list. We got a little list on that. Oh no, that's the wrong one. There we go. That would free the central bank to start raising rates from 0. The Fed officials are expected to release a new forecast showing 2 to 3 interest rate hikes in 2022 and another 3 to 4 in 2023. Previously, there had been no consensus for a rate hike in 2022. Oh, are they releasing the dot plot this morning as well? Ooh, if they release the dot plot, wait, we can find this out. Summary of economic projections release. They don't release these every time. Summary of economic projections. Well, how do I know what dates they release them? Fed summary of economic projections, December 2021. Let me see if they do December. Or I'll just hit news. Are we going to get that today? That would be very cool. Oh, yes. The Fed will also release the SEP. Summary. The Fed will also release an updated SEP. Oh, that's going to be interesting. Yeah, their forecast. Ooh, the dot plot thickens. Oh, gosh. It is so good, but it's also a dad joke. Yeah. Okay, Tesla now down almost 0.5%. Apple just accelerated its decline. Ooh. SPY's actually stable, though. Robinhood's almost under 18. I said I'd buy YOLO calls if it goes under 18, so darn it. Where was it there? Well, some stocks, look, here's the thing. There's definitely a big fat lid on stocks today. Thank you for shouting out the HUD 8 interview. That was fun yesterday. But anyway, there's definitely a lid on how well things are going to do today. Like, I don't think anything's going to run until the drama mamas are done with what's it called? JPOW. All right. So then we have, very, very little green today. It makes sense. This was along expectations that we would have a painful day today going into the Powell meeting. People are expecting the worst. And I'm waiting for more pain. There we go. Come on. Let's get Tesla. Here we go. Why is it always, it seems like right after 7 o'clock, we start seeing some more pain. Tesla now rotating down about 0.7%. Apple's also down by about that much. Roblox rotating back down. No, it's actually trying to come back up a little bit. Oh, Shift Technologies down to 3.2. I had sold all my Shift, but I also was not expecting that. But I pretty much escaped almost all the small caps because we were just on this never-ending decline, and it's like, I'll just get off the train and get back on later. I don't feel that way about the larger ones like the Etsy, the Enphase, the Tesla, or whatever. Those are the hodls. But Robinhood's almost there. Oh, look at that. We hit 1809 in just the last few minutes here. Yeah, last 2 minutes. Now you turning a little bit on Robinhood. All right. Let's look at the SPY one more time. SPY's holding on. 0.3. So I think we're just going to bob. We're like that little fishing buoy that's just bobbing back and forth right now. All right, what else? Preparing the markets. Market expectations have been moving forward the timing of the interest rate hike. Fed could raise rates twice in 2022, 3 to 4 times in 2024. Data will determine when they're going to start. I don't think the Fed has any notion that they're going to start at any given quarter. Yeah, we'll see. JPOW talks today. For them to justify speeding up the taper, the FOMC statement has to be pretty abrupt. I don't know about that, but that's interesting. This person's basically saying for them to justify why they're speeding it up, you're gonna have to see a pretty hawkish Jerome. I don't know. I think you could see a cautiously hawkish Jerome. That would be, I think, ideal. Indices not doing terrible. Like, it's not like they're really worsening right now. Somebody says Matterport just fell under 21. Is that true? Oh, that's juicy. Oh, it's at 21. Whoa, yeah, it fell at 2090. Oh, ho, ho. The discounts are here today. Carnival Cruise Lines is at 1740. Oh, we're going right back to that pricing. We saw that Monday, a couple Mondays ago. That was so bloody. All right. All right, remember, download the Meet Kevin app in the App Store. Get that notification for when we go live on Powell. But for right now, market feels somewhat tentative. Not seeing any kind of big plummet or sell down. Hoping to see a little bit more of a sell down. If I do see some juicy sell downs, probably going to do some more buying the dip in the next few hours here. I'll send out the alerts in the Stocks and Psychology Money group. Remember, if you want to be a part of that, you get lifetime access to the lectures. Of course, can't promise I'm going to do live streams and alerts forever, but I'm coming up on 3 years of doing so. Actually, 3 years. I got past 3 years. Coming up on 3.5 years of doing them, the live streams and the program. So no plans of going anywhere. Anyway, ooh, look at ARK. ARK's almost under 90 today. Ooh, even the end phase discount. Corsair almost under 20. All right, this is either going to be the beginning of the end or the beginning of the Santa Claus rally. That's what today is, okay? It's either the start of the Santa Claus rally or it's the beginning of the end. So we're all either going bankrupt together or we're going to the moon. And J Powell is our rocket ship man, our rocket man. We're sitting in the rocket ship right now, and he's the guy checking the weather. That's what it is. He's checking the weather. He's going to let us know if we're clear or not. It's the easiest way I can put it. I'd love to say J Powell come out for revenge on interviewing someone else for his job. Burn it to the ground. That's funny. Oh, that's funny. That's not a bad idea, Duncan. Maybe we do the course member live right before the Powell interview. So that way we can go through the Q&A, which will probably last through our usual time. That's true. And Helen says that Robinhood is respecting the TA by going to zero. Yeah, that's pretty much true. I mean, if you look at the day chart here, we drew this we made a flag. Okay, so if you want to learn about flags, this is a flag. You go to the day chart on Robinhood. You go to the very top and you draw a diagonal line to zero. And then you just watch the stock follow it. That's TA 101. Oh, dear. It's at 1807. Burn. But then again, look, even Matterport's doing worse today. Wow. I'm going to be under 20 soon on that one. All right. I'm going to be hunting for these opportunities. I got to go. Appreciate y'all. We'll see ya. Is that the Dido white flag? Oh, no.